Okay. So the assignment which I want you to do is, so at least 2 cases. Okay, you can take from 6 or the 7 cases we have done. So any 2 you can take, or 3. Okay, so I'm saying minimum. Okay, at least 2. Okay, cases, and take the problem, okay, statement, and create your business requirement statement, your user requirement. We haven't focused much on user requirement, but this is from, okay, we'll take an example and we'll do that today. And system requirement. In system requirement, okay, you need to classify them as functional and non-functional. Okay, so business requirement and system requirement, we have spent a lot of time. Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, let's take some different example, okay, which is not there, one of those 7. So let's say I am starting a clinic, dental clinic. Okay, so what would be a business requirement? Tell me.
First, I need to find a
business
good
requirement
area.
is to manage the patient, okay, patient record efficiently, okay, so that I don't miss any patient information. Okay, and yeah, I mean patient record efficiently. This is your business requirement. Okay, you want to maintain patient record efficiently. Okay, now coming to the user requirement. Tell me. Business requirement for small problems, it will not be more than 1 statement. Even in the big problems, probably it will have 3-4 statements. Okay, it has to be as short as possible. Okay, now tell me your user requirement. So we, in the sense dental clinic, will say clinic needs to manage new and old patient. Okay, manage doctors and patients schedule properly. What else? Manage historical data and make it available when possible, right? The record or manage, also you can put here also, manage all the treatment and medication plan. Okay, now if you see all these 4 points, okay, are related to patient record efficiently, manage patient record efficiently. I cannot say here, okay, say payment system integrated. Okay, is payment system, okay, tell me, is payment system integration leading to patient record efficiently? Does, if you have a proper payment system, will that also help you to manage the patient record? Probably not, right? So this point does not connect back to the business requirement. That means this is out of scope. We call it as out of scope. Okay, your business problem or business requirement is to manage the patient record. And if this region requirement is not part of it, that means this is not, I mean, this is something that we should not be doing it or managing it or using it. Make sense? Did you get it?
Yeah.
So when
Clear.
you say traceability, this is what we call traceability. Okay, now if I call the, so one thing we learned that every requirement should have a unique ID. So this one I call it as B1. Okay, B1 to indicate it's a business requirement. Here I call this as U1, right? U2, right? U3, U4, okay, and U5. U5 is something which is out of scope. Now let's say business requirement, I make it two-part: to manage patient information efficiently and to make payment process, okay, payment process less cumbersome, right? That's what we call, right? To make payment process less cumbersome for patient. If that is also your business objective, then you will say this becomes in scope. Correct? Payment system integration with insurance provider. This becomes your in scope now. Okay, in traceability, you will say that B1, okay, leads to U1, comma, U2, comma, U3, comma, U4, and B2, okay, leads to U5. Okay, now if there is something which manages both, for example, say patient, manage new patient and old patient, okay, because even for payment you need to manage patient, right? So you can say U1 here. Okay, this can repeat, no problem, right? But there should not be any hanging in the sense B2 not connected to anything, U5 not connected to anything. Okay, this is called traceability. From B1 you can go to these requirements, from B2 you can go to these requirements. So you know why I'm developing U5. Okay, I give you the syllabus. The syllabus is like your business requirement. The top is the slides which I cover is like a user requirement, and the practice that we are doing, case studies, discussion that we are doing, those are like your system requirement. If I'm discussing something, if we're discussing a slide which is now, you can ask me, why are we talking about this? Under which header does this slide fall? Okay, if I say no, this is not falling into any of the slide, any other topic which I gave you in syllabus, you'll say, then why are you wasting my time? Right? So if it is not connected back to business requirement, it is not to be done. You are simply wasting your time, right? And in business, time, resources, everything is money, right? So you should not have a hanging requirement, okay? Hanging which does not have, if you talk about user requirement, it should have a left side link to the business requirement and right side link to the system requirement. We have to find F1, F2, Q1, Q2, okay? We'll have to do this. So this is your user requirement. So we're talking about the features, specific features at a high level, okay? Now we will talk about specific features. So we call it as functional requirement. So tell me, what will be the functional requirement? Give me one example fast. So functional requirements will be derived from U1, U2. So when you think of U1, what are the functional requirements you can think of?
Appointments.
Okay. Ability to schedule patient appointments with available doctors. But before that, you need to have a patient registration, right? With details, with following details, right? Okay, so you'll say name, address, gender, date of birth, okay, phone, email, insurance provider, no, maybe. That's why you see U1 is linked to both B1 and B2. So you have insurance provider here, right? That's all, it got linked. So you'll say F1 is linked here, B2, you have F1. So you don't write like this, okay? So here you will write for U1. Okay, U1 is F1 and U2 is also F1 and this is also F2. Okay, so for each of the U1s, so now you know, okay, for B1 has U1 and U2, so F1, F2 both will be linked to B1 automatically, right? B1 and U1 are linked. So if U1 and F1 are linked, F1 is automatically linked to B1, isn't it? Okay, so patient registration, then edit patient record. Right? You can say print. So for this, you have to refer the A2LL like, print treatment plan by date. So you select the date and you click and it should give you, or instead of treatment plan, I should write prescription, whatever, right? Prescription by date. So, it will show you the date of visit and then whichever date you want, you click and it will give you the print. You can print F5. Okay, you try to add as much as you can. Then non-functional requirement. I call it as quality of service, right? So Q1. Quickly give me one. Go fast.
Instruments for the treatment.
See, what is the scope? Scope is manage patient record efficiently. We're talking about patient record. How does instrument come here?
Okay.
Everything has to be linked to user to the business requirement.
Okay, got it.
Right. So it is patient record means we're talking about software only. Software and that
we want some software to carry all the patient records and the appointment.
Right. Right. So when patient is searched with patient ID or phone number, it should return the data within 1 or within 5 seconds. Oh, okay. So I need to, there's a courier, okay? Just give me a second, I'll just be back. Okay, so did you understand? Any question here?
No.
So can you do this, something like this for at least 2 of the business problems?
Yeah, we'll try.
Yeah. So I want business requirement at least 2. Okay, if you can get 3, fine. But these things I want twice. Okay, so I'll tell you. Business requirement for each case study I'm talking about, at least 2 requirements. Okay, this one, at least 8 requirements. And this one has to be at least 20. Let's do 15 requirements. Okay. So you can choose 10 plus 5, 12 plus 3. Okay, but have at least 2 non-functional, at least 2 non-functional. So you can choose 13 plus 2, 10 plus 5. Put it in a Word document. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, sir. So now you will give the case studies or previous ones, what we
No,
have?
previous one you can take anyone. So
okay,
we did 6 plus Doug Dash, right? So out of 7, okay, you can take any 2 and do it. I don't have to share this with you, right? Because this is anyway recorded, correct? I'll share the recording so you can visit and you can see the content that we have written. Or maybe let me put it on the chat.
Yeah.
So that at least it's there in the chat.
That's
I don't need to have it in the chat. It's getting pasted. Maybe it is too much for chat. Okay. Right, I think we got all the content. Okay, shall we move ahead? Yes, no, maybe.
Yeah, sir.
Okay.
Just I'm copying it.
Sure. Copy and let me know when you're done.
Yeah, I'm good, sir.
Good. Benedict, you good?
Yeah, Saurav.
Okay, good. We're talking about benchmarking, right? So benchmarking, we said that it is used to compare the current features or current capabilities with your peers, right? So, you know what we were discussing, right? What should be our number 1? So we discussed small business, right? As number 1 or apps as number 1. So it could be apps or small business, right? Any one of these. Okay, off Facebook definitely has to be third, right? Because anyway, none of them have. So others have, module for small business, but you don't have it. Most of them have it. So, it is that becomes more important. So advantage here is that one single slide is giving you so much of information. The complete business decision you can make based on just one single slide. But downside of it is that to get such information, you have to spend months, or not months probably, but weeks at least, right? So this might look very simple, but the effort that goes to create the slide is quite, quite big, right? So you have to get all this information, and all these information have to be correct as well, isn't it? So even if you get it wrong, your whole analysis will go for us, right? So this is called benchmarking, where you're comparing, okay, and then you're trying to figure out what would work for you. Okay. See, this is good when you're trying to do a catch-up. Okay, but this will not put you ahead of your peers. You're always doing catch-up game. They have it, so I need to do it. They have it, so your competitors already have it, and you are trying to do the catch up with them, right? Okay, this will, so benchmarking is good to do the catch up, but it is not the preferred technique if you have to lead the industry, because you're depending upon the others, what others have done, and you're trying to copy or get it implemented, isn't it? So this may not be a good idea when you want to be a leader, but this will definitely, it's a good to check how you're performing with your peers. Make sense?
Can you elaborate a little bit, Sarah? Sorry.
Right. So you tell me how much you understood, and then we will talk about it.
This, actually, I didn't get no. I don't know how to explain exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, please.
Okay. So what I was saying is, okay, is that benchmarking is good to know where you are lagging, right? But it is not good technique if you want to lead the industry, correct? Because you're only doing the catch-up game. You're not trying to lead, okay? To lead, benchmarking is not good. But benchmarking is a great technique to know where you are lacking.
Okay. Got it.
Right? Okay. So the next technique is called brainstorming. Brainstorming can help you to lead the industry. Okay. So here you're talking about a problem which you have never solved, or you don't know how to solve, right? Okay. So things which you already know, right? And if you face a problem, okay, you know how to solve it. So it's definitely not your day-to-day activity. It is something bigger. So let's say if you have a problem and you don't know how to solve, that's where brainstorming is helpful. So brainstorming, it is a three-step process. Okay, it's called preparation phase, then session, conducting the session, and finally evaluation. So in preparation, brainstorming is not done by one person. Okay, you need a group. So in preparation phase, we talk about what is the business problem for which we need the solution, right? And then who all can be important part of the discussion. Okay, so you select the people based on, if they are going to be impacted by it or not. not on the experience. Okay, so here somebody who is VP and been in, let's say, in company for 20 years have same value, has same importance as someone who joined company today or yesterday, right? So here we're talking in terms of, because see, the person may not know what the company, but he is the one, he or she is part of the team that will be impacted. So definitely that person also becomes a stakeholder in it, right? So invite everyone, irrespective of their experience level, with their tenure with the company, okay? Of course, if you're talking about sales problem, you need to invite sales team, right? There's no point inviting, some other team. But sales team, you will not differentiate between their experience, their title, their roles. Okay. So you invite them, you decide, okay, and you give a date, that's so and so date at so and so time at so and so venue. It is physical, and it be in a classroom. Okay, I mean not classroom, meeting room, and you invite everyone for the session. Then the day when the session has to be conducted arrives, right? So you're conducting the session. So as a BA, you'll be the moderator. Okay, so you have a BA who's the moderator, and the teams are there. Now people start throwing in their ideas. Okay, we have a problem. How do we solve it? So somebody will say, okay, this is how we can solve it. Okay, now in conducting the session, it is not about evaluating. Okay, it is not about rating the idea. It is to capture all the ideas which everybody is saying. You should not evaluate, okay? And when the ideas are given, okay, you should not even discourage someone. You should not say, no, this, what you're saying is irrelevant. As a BA, your job is to note it down. Even if you think this is the craziest, not possible, totally irrelevant, even then you will capture and put it in the document. Okay, and if somebody else is trying to put somebody down, if they're trying to evaluate, you should speak up and say, no, sorry, that's not the objective of this meeting. If you have an idea, let's hold on. Okay, because see, I might be a new person in the meeting room. Okay, and I don't know much about it. I'll say something, that may be totally stupid idea. Second could also be totally stupid. Third could be also, let's say I give first 5 points, all are stupid. But sixth point can be a game changer, the best idea possible, isn't it? We're all human, right? We all think. And first 5 can be bad, and sixth one can be the greatest idea. So if I say something, okay, maybe I'm junior most, I'm new, and my idea is stupid, and if everybody starts saying, oh, what a stupid person you are, then what I'll do, I'll keep quiet, I will not speak. That is the worst thing that can happen, that someone wants to speak but is not allowed or cannot speak because of whatever reason. Everybody should be encouraged to speak, okay? And when they speak, first 5, first 3, first 2 idea may not be great, but 6th, 10th, okay, ideas can be great. Okay, so while conducting the session, there is no time limit. You let everybody speak. As a BA, you simply note it down, and also make sure that nobody's bullying, nobody's talking or evaluating or doing anything. Everybody should be encouraged to speak, even then if it is stupid thing, but they are encouraged to speak. Okay, so once everybody has run out of ideas, no one has anything to say, that's when you end. So a session can end in half an hour, can take even 6 hours, 8 hours, 10 hours. As long as discussion is going on, you have to be in the room and do it. Even if, say, between lunch break, breakfast, dinner, you call the food in and you continue. Okay, you don't end the session. So end of the session, you will have hundreds of solutions for a problem which probably you had no solution. Correct? So objective of doing brainstorming is to get as many. Quality doesn't matter, quantity matters. Okay, so you conduct the session, get the quantity, as many ideas, suggestions as possible. Then second one is evaluation. Generally this is done after 24 hours. So when you note down the idea, right, you don't note down the name of the person. Okay, you note down the idea. Okay, because you don't want Okay, you don't want, when you're evaluating, you don't want yourself to be biased. Oh, this was told by a VP, let's do it. Oh, this was fresher, let's not even look at it, ignore. Right? That should not be the objective. Okay, objective should be, okay, objective should be that you focus on evaluating the idea, not the person. So that's why we don't even note down the person name. We only note down the idea. Okay. And once you note down the idea, okay, then in the evaluation, you will sit with some senior people who understands the team process, and you go idea one by one. After 24 hours, this suggests, for the same reason that you do not want, because in 24 hours you'll remember who said what, right? That should go away. The effect of session should go away. So you are watching, or you are looking at the ideas after 24 to 48 hours. Okay. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so brainstorming is the one that can lead you, right? I told you, right? Benchmarking is to do a catch-up game, but brainstorming is the one that can take you to the next level. You can ask, what should we do as a company? And that's when hundreds of ideas will flow. In the evaluation phase, you will evaluate each and every idea, irrespective of who said it, right? And then, okay, you will go through first round, you will remove all the stupid ideas, which is not possible. Second round, you will do again some kind of discussion, filtration. Finally, you'll come up with one or two ideas, right? So the purpose here is to get, okay, as many ideas as possible. Then you go and evaluate without any biased mind. Okay. Okay, we'll do one more and we'll end the session here. I want you to, focus on the thing. We are happy weekend. We will wish you in advance. So the last thing that I want to discuss is called focus group discussion. Okay, so focus group discussion is again to get new ideas. Okay, this is all part of your first phase. Okay, when you're trying to understand what we should do as a company. Okay, what is the first phase? Do you remember the name of the phase? We haven't gone into it. We'll go into it soon.
Preparation phase?
Right? No, the BA phase that you're talking about. What is that phase called? Enterprise planning. Okay, benchmarking, brainstorming, and focus group. All these happens at the enterprise analysis phase, EA phase, we call it. Okay, so here again, you don't know what feature you need to develop. So one more thing you can do, one is benchmarking, second is brainstorming. Third thing you can do is you can call your customers, your existing customers, have a meet. Okay, invite them for a roundtable conference kind of thing and ask them what you like the best in our product and what you don't like and what capability you think that you need in our product. You let your customers speak, right? Many companies do it. Some of them call it SIG, SIG, special interest group. There's some kind of group they'll have with the customer. So you invite the customer, okay, and see what it says is, why, if you invite, why will anybody come, right? So you need to invite in some kind of conference where, they also feel like coming to the meeting, right? So you can have a conference, you can have lunch, you can give them some coupons, right? If you come and attend, you get 20% discount, 10% discount on our next item, right? Something like that. So there has to be something for the customers to come and speak, and you let them speak. They are the best person because they use your product, right? You will call the users, okay, not the executives or the managers, because they may not know the actual practical problems. You'll call the actual users. Okay, call them, ask them, what they're doing, how they are doing, what kind of features they need, what capabilities do you think, they think is missing in your product, and let them speak. Okay, that's called focus group discussion.